All right, we can't help it. 2K was dominating the news, right? We gotta talk some NBA Live 16. So NBA Live has been putting out some screenshots. In my opinion, that they've been hit and miss. Like, I think this Jabari Parker is very good. You can see the improvements from last year's version. So they got the before and after there. So I do like that, but there are a couple screenshots that I didn't think were that good. This one for Jabari slamming, it kind of more supports some of the issues that I don't like about the body types and just the fluidity. Like, obviously we're not looking at video, but if you look at the fourth image in this like evolutionary type of a pick here, the way Jabari has the ball up in his hands above his head, above the rim, the way his right leg looks, I'm not digging it so much. I don't know whose hair this is supposed to be for Jeff Teague. I'm not feeling that. The face looks great. The hair is a little off, right? So here's the thing, though. We can look at these screenshots for live and all of this. We can look at it all, right? But I think realistically, I think everybody knows that 2K is going to look a little bit better. You know, obviously the gap is not as big as it was back with Live 14. So 2K is going to look a little bit better. There may even be a few guys here and there on Live who might actually look better on Live than they do in 2K. But for the overall joint, I think 2K is going to look better, right? From a feature standpoint, we already saw what pretty much what 2K is bringing, right? Because their stuff leaked through the Microsoft Smart Glass app. And we got a little bit of a whiff of what Live is going to bring, even though there's some things that still haven't been released. Don't really like. That's like the other side of the image that I was talking about with Jabari. I don't really like it so much. But so we saw what a little bit what saw a little bit of what Live is bringing. We saw almost, I think, just about everything what 2K is bringing. I just don't think, from a feature standpoint, Live is going to be able to compete with 2K from that. Here's the deal, though. There's two things that Live has to accomplish in order for it to be considered a legitimate competitor for 2K this year. First and foremost, the gameplay has to be better than 2K's. I don't think that that's totally out of the realm of possibility, because, and we're going to get into this in the second half of this video, and you're going to see when we're talking about some of the things that Live has done from a gameplay standpoint, because it sounds good. We got to see how it feels and plays and all of that sort of thing. It sounds good, but we'll see how everything shakes out. So that's the first thing that has to happen. The gameplay for Live absolutely has to be superior, and it has to. I don't think it. I mean, 2K plays too good to be like where it blows 2K out from a gameplay standpoint, but it has to be, I believe, noticeably better, right? Now, here's the second thing. 2K lets Live into this conversation overall because of their servers not being dependable, because of features and things like that maybe not working right when the first game comes out, and blah 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 blah. If Live's face scan technology that you do on a mobile device, if that works, and their servers for their so far unnamed game mode, or well, not unnamed, but they haven't put the details out on their what looks like a My Park style game mode. If the servers for Live are dependable from jump, that too is going to be a big deal in this whole thing, right? So two things: gameplay has to be better, servers have to be more dependable. If Live can accomplish those two things, then we really might actually have some real conversation. And maybe from a total overall package, Live won't be better this year, but they will definitely have laid the foundation for them to come back the following year and you know, when the 17s come out, and bring it with a more full feature set that then legitimately can say, hey, our overall game is better than 2K. Now, those are a lot of ifs, you know, because it's totally not like 2K is going to stand pat while Live improves. I think we saw from the feature set that 2K is going to bring this year that they have no intentions on just sitting there and waiting for Live to catch up to them. 2K is constantly trying to add new things. I mean, you got to give 2K credit for always trying to add new stuff, but on the same token, you kind of got to take them to task because sometimes the new stuff doesn't work, and then there's still recurrent issues. Live last year, we were supposed to see steady player updates. We didn't. They were, compared to the way 2K updated, it was really like a joke, to be honest. It was really like a joke. I remember when the ratings updates for Live would come out, and I'd be looking like, man, I know I've seen 16, 17 2K updates since the last Live update. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm not totally sure what all Live is going to do with Ultimate Team, because I've seen and we've already seen what 2K is going to do with my team, and in my personal opinion, 2K is in position with my team to make it the best of the card collecting modes out for any sports game. So that includes all of the different versions of Ultimate Team across the EA Sports lineup, as well as Diamond Dynasty with MLB The Show. So yeah, we're gonna see what's happening, but this is, like I said, coming down to some gameplay. And you look at this screenshot here, this is one of the really good ones. I mean, really good shot. I mean, this, especially if you compare it to the way, now you want to talk about doing a before and after. Paul George looked terrible in Live last year. This is one guy they should have did a before and after shot of, because this looks phenomenal. Hand tattoo, the whole nine, the look on his face, everything looks really good, really good here. So there's a couple of them here. Like this Jimmy Butler looks okay. His head's probably a little too skinny, you know. But look, you can see like the little bit of hair on the arms, and just overall. I mean, I don't, even though it may not look quite as good as 2K, I don't think anybody's gonna have a major issue. There's gonna be a couple things here and there where you're like, okay, I think that one could look better, but da. So let's get into some specifics about gameplay. I took some screenshots from EASports.com talking about dribbling. They say dribbling has received improvements in visual quality in response to this. So basically make the handles look better and make it, you know, what you do happen quicker. Players now feel more in control when they're trying to quickly cross over opponents, as well as chain moves together on the way to the rim. We've also changed the way your signature moves and size-ups are controlled. Players no longer simply hold the right stick to watch a player perform signature moves. They're now controlled by moving the right stick to pull off moves with one-on-one control. This means that you can choose the moves and speed of how you perform your size-ups. After sizing up a player, use an aggressive move by modifying the RT/R2 to give your player a wide attack angle with a crossover or hesitation. So they're like, you know, so most games, you know, you hit a button and you go through your whole entire size up. What Live is saying is that you're gonna have control. You're gonna have to do all of these different moves. You're gonna have to. It's like a stick control for every single dribble. That's actually kind of cool if you think about it. But it also seems like it may be a little bit more advanced. So is that going to be a deterrent for some people? Sounds pretty cool to me. For shooting, the jump shots have been overhauled in Live 16. When players release a shot button, the player starts his release and gets animation feedback on the shot timing. You want to get a quick shot off before the defense closes out, you can. Players no longer have to wait for the animation to play out to release the ball. So before, when you took a jump shot with Live, you'd have to get to the top of his jump to be able to release the jump shot. Now they're letting you shoot it quicker or whatever. Now I think that's cool, obviously, but what I'd be interested in is finding out how the release, if you do release it quickly, how much does that impact whether or not he's going to make the shot or not, and how does all of that factor into the proximity of the defender, and all of that sort of thing. So that's something I'm interested in hearing. It also says the team also improved the feel on shot timing. Rather than just tapping the button, players now see the timing in a new shot meter that guides you to releasing the perfect jumper. Right. So that's kind of what I'm saying, but still not necessarily going totally into what I mean by what's the risk reward there, and you know, how does that whole situation work where if I let it go early. So yeah, you let me shoot the jump shots quicker, but if I take a quick shot, is there a separate style meter from where if I took my full form, or even if I held it longer on the jump shot? So that's something to you know, that still has to be cleared up. But I do like the fact that you're giving more control to the overall offensive moves and not kind of like putting people on autopilot off of one, you know, stick stroke or whatever. Now, it also says we have also added better inside shots as well as signature layups. There's now a difference between how Tony Parker finishes and how James Harden Euro steps through traffic. Signature dunks are in, and you'll now see players like Russell Westbrook hammering down while coming down the lane. We've also added signature moves to step back, such as Jamal Crawford's step back with the ball behind his back. Obviously, all of that is cool and great. In the past, I have not liked live dunks, the way live captures dunks. I never seem to get the feeling of a guy really hammered one home, and the feel that he's actually grabbing the rim hasn't been there for me. It's felt more like the player is slapping the rim with like the palm of his hand and not actually grabbing it. So I mean, that's a kind of a small thing, but something that I've noticed in the past. We'll see if that gets overhauled as well. Talking a little bit about passing, since the NBA Live team also added more to players' arsenals when it comes to passing and making plays. New dribble handoffs, that's big. Allow players to choose which of their teammates come over and get the handoff by simply selecting the player and holding the B or circle button. If the defense overplays the handoff, simply let go of the button and your player will make a backdoor cut to the hoop. NBA Live 16 also sees the introduction of touch passing, where players can queue up a pass to hit the open guy or swing it quickly around the perimeter. Simply hit the pass button before the player catches the ball to pull this off. That's something that was huge, the latter part of that, because before, I think I mentioned this in the last live video, that you know, you couldn't really run a fast break where the ball didn't touch the ground, because the player had to like catch it and hold it for like a little half a second and slowed everything down. But dribble handoffs is really big because there's a lot of plays we rub guys off screens and handoff plays and that sort that really impact the game. So it's good to see that there, and it's also good you can control who gets it as well as kind of fake the play as well. It also says the new catch to score system improves the responsiveness to getting shots off in all situations. This not only allows players to get shots up before the defense can close out, but also quickly go up to the basket after a catch or cut. The team also added a number of new passing animations to the game, including specific outlet passes to start fast breaks and contextually correct entry passes into the post. Alley-oop passes now release earlier and look better, allowing players to deliver even more Lob City jams. Pick and roll passing has also been improved with new pocket passes and better bounces. NBA Live 16 not only gives players more passing control, but also allows them to look better when pulling it off. So making the passes slicker, also giving more control over the style of pass, which I think is very important. I haven't even mastered that on 2K yet, how to throw bounce passes exactly when I want to. Maybe it'll be easier to do that on live. I don't know. It's one thing to definitely look into. Screens. On and off the ball screens have been updated to give players more open looks to shoot and attack. Screen is now set up to screen defenders instead of just running up and getting in the stance. You'll also be able to start attacking at the screener before the screen is set and lay a hard screen to give you space to make a play. Screeners adjust to any pre-screen take movements to better align to the defender and provide the best angle. Players can also call for the rescreens by continuing to hold down LT, L2. Don't like the side of the screen is set on, quickly release L2, LT, L2 and pull it again to get the pick set on the other side. That's important. It's I find it difficult to control where the screen is set in 2K, so that's one thing I like to see improved there. Sounds like Live may actually already have some of that control already down. So that's definitely a good thing. Last but not least, on this side, we've also added the ability to switch between a roll and pop by pressing down on the left stick. Let go of LT, L2 before taking to the screen and to let them slip or pop early. With all of the new control and animations, NBA Live 16 players look and feel just like an NBA floor general. So yeah, definitely being able to control whether or not the guy's going to roll or pop. But I like the fact that you can have them roll or pop or slip and pop early, which I think is definitely a very useful control to have if you're running screen and roll. So I'm liking what I hear. I'm assuming that next we'll hear something about defense or low post play or something to that effect. I'm interested. I mean, we've heard a lot of things about 2K, some of it on purpose, some of it not, but we haven't heard much about gameplay at all. So some people might consider that to be, you know, hey, nothing was done. We'll see, but it's going to be an interesting year evaluating both of these basketball games. I'm looking forward to doing it, but I appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, liking, the whole nine. God bless. Peace.